If you're a mom who's soon to take a road trip, then keep on watching because in this video, I'll be dropping helpful tips on how to make your trip a breeze. And let's jump right in with the most important thing, snacks. Everyone wants to travel with a little treat or something to have on the road in case we get hungry. Babies are no different. So in this case, what I've packed for Madilyn were some pre-made muffins. A couple nights ago, I made banana with applesauce muffins for Madilyn, which she loves. I also packed cheese sticks. She loves her applesauce, so I brought some of that. You just want to keep in mind that when you're traveling, you pack things that are easy for your babies to hold. Madilyn's having solids, but she also depends on breast milk. I have a breastfeeding cover for myself, and during stops, I can use that to breastfeed her. I am a big proponent of less ingredients, cleaner foods for her, and also cost. This channel is about saving money, so if you can avoid having to pull over at a liquor store to buy things, then it makes it much more affordable to travel and have those things on hand. One thing that really helps as far as making it efficient is I like to pack our snacks separate from hers so that in case she wakes up and she's a little fussy, then I can quickly dive into her snack bag and grab whatever it is that I'm going to feed her at that point. And it just saves time and it makes her a happier traveling baby. If you're a pumping mom, then of course you're gonna wanna pack your pump, your parts. And then I found, back when I was pumping for Madilyn, these really neat sanitizing bags. So what you do, you dump a little water in the bag, you put all your pumping parts in this bag, seal it, and throw it in the microwave. And it's a very quick and easy way to sanitize without having to travel with all sorts of pieces. Another thing that I really like to pack with us is fresh fruit. So pre-washed fruit, in this case we brought strawberries and blueberries, but they're very easy. That and yogurt I feel travels very well. So I just use the Costco Kirkland brand, and then I'll take that and in my little blender, I'll throw in some frozen fruit. And again, very affordable to do, and she loves it. So it's a win-win for us. And if you're a breastfeeding mom, here's a handy tip for you. So long gone are the days where I used to care about dressing cute for trips, whether it was a flight or a road trip like this, but now it's all about this. Wearing something that's easily accessible to the goods, so that as soon as Madilyn is hungry, I can unzip really quickly. And then if you haven't invested in one of these are your best friend. So you unsnap here and out they come. Get one of those if you don't have one yet. Let's move on to the next category, and that's entertainment. Babies need to have some sort of distraction, especially for lengthier car rides. So we're currently traveling to Arizona. That's about a 9-hour drive from where we live. So for this trip, we decided to bring along an activity board that lights up, it plays music. It's just very interactive and something that I think will keep her occupied in those stretches where she's awake. Another thing that I like to pack on trips are new toys. Like if I can give her something that she's never seen before, then it's that much more exciting for her, and we like new things, so do they. So pack toys that maybe you reserve specifically for travel time. I have one sensory toy, and that one's the only thing she has with her on flight. So this is a little different trip. We're in a car, so I pack things that we can be a little more obnoxious and not disturb fellow travelers when we're on planes. So we've got the activity board, we have light up books, sing-along books, things like that. And also a tip here is travel with toys that don't have a lot of small pieces that can be misplaced. And when you've tried everything and it's failed, there's always the handy radio. Turn on your radio, play some soft music. You can easily bring up CarPlay and pull up, I don't know, if you're into Coco Melon jams, play some Coco Melon. Every kid, at least my kid, loves Mrs. Rachel, so we can play some of Mrs. Rachel, and I don't know if you're into screens. Our pediatrician has strongly suggested delaying screen time, so at least we can play a little bit of those songs, and that too can help relax her during the car ride. So there's another tip, and it's free. Let's dive into baby gear. So as a new mom, I never expected her to need so many things. So here's what we're traveling with. First up, and most importantly, because she's gonna sit in it for so long, the car seat. We have the Even Flow Revolve 360 car seat, and it's amazing. It's, I would say, one of the best chairs on the market. You simply lift to rotate, and it's, like the name would suggest, a 360 rotation capability with this car seat. I really like that it's easy to get her in and out of. I can, if I'm in the back seat with her, I can just rotate towards me. If we need to get her out of the vehicle, then we would rotate out towards the door. But love this chair. I'll leave a link in the description for it, and I think you'll really, really love it. One of my favorite items that we own as first-time parents is the GB Pocket All City travel stroller. It only weighs 13 pounds, and it can hold Madilyn up until she reaches the weight of 55 pounds. I love that it's got very breathable mesh, so it's comfortable for her even in warmer temperatures. It is airplane carry-on compliant, and that's huge because oftentimes we've been at the check-in gate and they want us to check the stroller, and then we go into describing that this is one that folds and can easily be stowed away in the overhead compartment, and then they allow us through with it. But definitely, if you're in the market for a travel stroller, this is one that I highly, highly recommend. We tried another prior to this one by the same manufacturer, actually, and that one wasn't so great. The rotating wheels gave us some problems, so that's when we upgraded to this one. Definitely an item that you want to check out, especially if you travel often. So we're headed to Arizona for spring training, and because we're going to be up and around, I knew I wanted to pack a carrier. But rather than bring a carrier, now that Madilyn is 1, I decided to bring with us the Tush Baby, and I've been loving this thing. It allows for her to really take in her environment, and like I said, now that she's older, I really want to expose her to her surroundings, and this just is much more freeing for her and myself. Also, what I like about the Tush Baby is that it has 4 different positions. Sorry, my screen's a little shaky. We're moving. She's able to sit forward facing me, on my hip. I can also lay her down for breastfeeding. It's an awesome little piece, and it's very compact. I love that I can stick diapers in the little zipper compartment. I can hold my phone in the mesh compartment. It's just very, very handy and packs very well. So definitely a must-have item if you're going to be traveling with an infant. Let's talk diaper bags. So I packed 3, but here, listen to me. Let me tell you why. So I packed my full-size diaper bag, and I brought the half-size. So I packed a 3rd diaper bag because this is the clear one. This is the one that I'll be able to bring into the parks for the games. So there you go. Babies are very routine oriented, so they require their naps at a specific time, their meals. They also rely heavily on having some of their day-to-day essentials. And for that reason, when Madilyn was younger, we would travel with her DockATot. That was something that she liked to be in. It's very snuggly and secure. There were times where if we were staying at an Airbnb or a hotel, we were able to lay her down in that. I know it's advised not to let your baby sleep in the DockATot. We are guilty of having done that, but she slept well. She was within reach, and we always had eyes on her. So now that she's older, we prefer the route of the pack and play. Up at the top, it's got the bassinet, and to the right of that, it's got a changing table feature. So you remove these 2, and when it's time for her to play, she's able to play in the play yard, or if she's going to sleep in this, then she can also sleep in that, or you've got the option of sleeping in the bassinet. Also, for this trip, I tried to pack as few things as possible. Now that she's a little bit older, I feel that she'll be just fine showering with me, or if we do a family shower, I can just hold her and Kyle can spray her down during shower time. So if you have a younger infant, definitely look into the Angel Care. We've been very happy with it. Now that she's older, she just sits up in it and doesn't require a pad, but when we brought her home from the hospital, she was definitely laid into a foam, and that just made bath time very comfortable. I recently came across a product. We don't travel with it ourselves, but I wanted to share it on here because I think it'd be very helpful, and I may actually purchase this for future trips, but it's a travel-friendly harness that holds your baby secure in any type of chair. That's what I liked about it, is I can do that over our stools at home or the dining chairs, and also very easily at any restaurant or accommodation that we're staying at. So definitely an item that I've considered purchasing for our next trip. We'll definitely keep you posted after purchasing and having had a go at it. Let's talk about diaper changes on the go. You'll definitely want to pack for the entirety of your road trip. For instance, Madilyn goes through 10 diapers a day on average. I brought 15 diapers. I also packed twice as many wipes. Also, if we're having to change a diaper and there isn't a waste basket, one handy tip is I have doggy bags, so we can quickly toss that diaper into a doggy bag, tie it really tight, and that seals the odor, and then as soon as you find a rest stop or a liquor store, you can easily toss that diaper bag. Money saving tip here. So when we were purchasing all of our gear for Madilyn, aside from the things in her nursery, I decided I wanted to go all black so that it was gender neutral, and if we decide to have another baby, we will be able to easily reuse that stroller or the car seat or all those higher ticket items. That would be my recommendation to use. If you don't know if you're going to have multiple kids, you can easily hand down just about anything these days you can buy in black and be able to use it for your boy or your girl. Our first morning breakfast out on the farm. Say hi, Madilyn. Avocado toast, which is one of her favorites. Oh, blueberries. Yeah, another all-time favorite. Just wanted to bring Madilyn out here so she could experience farm life, see the goats, the horses, the little doggy that's been running around. We'll catch you guys inside in a second, and we'll be discussing everything we packed as far as clothing. I hope you guys enjoyed this experience with us from the farm. Okay, so now we're inside, and let's hope we have better lighting in here. So, if I remember correctly, we had talked about diapers, and what I want to say about that is we only travel with a day to 2 days worth, and then once we reach our destination, a quick trip to Target to get essentials and a fresh box of diapers is what we like to do. One of the first videos that I posted was a diaper review, so if you want to take a look at that video, I will link it. I had also mentioned the need for traveling with extra wipes. I think I brought 4 of these guys on this 2-week trip, but I can't stress enough how much we rely on these. It's very handy to have these around in the car, and then also for diaper changes. This is just a very simple, I got this on Amazon, but it's a waterproof diaper changing pad. And this one here, I love. And this is important and very helpful to have, whether it's on the journey while you're road tripping or once you've arrived, because it's got the double zipper, as you can see here, but it's also lined on the inside. So if I have something wet, I can do that, and it keeps all my other stuff dry or clean if it's a soiled outfit. So these are very handy, very inexpensive, and you'll love having this little pouch. I referenced this guy in the earlier portion of the video, and what I just want to show you guys is this non-folding band is really, well, let me see if I can put it on. So I can breastfeed, support Madilyn, and as you can see, I can easily look down at her without having to use this hand, so I can have both hands free and still be able to look down and check on her from time to time. So I love this. Most of the nursing drapes that I had found didn't have this function, so it's been super handy, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. This comes with me whether we're on a road trip or if I'm on especially if I'm on a flight, because as you guys already know, if you've taken flights, it's really important that you breastfeed or bottle feed your babies at takeoff and at landing. So I definitely make use of that. Another tip that I can share there for flights is if you're going to be breastfeeding and you need that extra privacy, at least I like it, go for the window seat, and that way you're not in the aisle, or especially not in the middle seat where you're having to conceal the goods while you're breastfeeding. Moving right along with feedings, this little guy I love because it covers her sleeves all the way to her wrists. This is 6 months to 24 months, so well into toddlerhood we'll be able to use this. And what I love is how easy this is to clean off. This is a polyester material, so you can easily wipe it. I normally like taking the brush to it, and then I throw it over the kitchen spout like this to dry. And depending on your accommodations, if you have a washer or dryer handy, you may want to travel with cotton ones. This just happened to be in my diaper bag, and that's why it's here and I'm showing you. This is what I use at home, or if we're going to a restaurant or something and I just want her to look cuter, then I bring this guy along, but it's easy to wash. Here we don't have a washer dryer setup, so we're definitely going to rely on this one and not this guy for this trip. But anyway, just thought I would show you that. And then this is a favorite item of mine. So it's a little blender. Madilyn is a Greek yogurt fanatic, so we just do plain, non-flavored, no sugar added Greek yogurt in here. I toss some frozen berries into the mix and then blend that right up, and I know she's getting her fiber, her protein, and no added sugars or dyes or anything like that. So definitely look into this one. I can share the link down below, but I really love this. It's also great when, like, I've made chili for Kyle and I'll throw a spoonful in there for Madilyn, throw in some Greek yogurt just for extra flavor, and she loves it. So I definitely rely on this for dinners and snacks and things like that for Madilyn. I think I had shared how important I think it is to try and keep routines as much as possible for babies. So one thing that I like to do when we travel is especially not disrupt her nightly routine. And this is what she sleeps in at home, so of course it comes with us everywhere we go. And this is just the sleep sack. It's got double zippers, so we can open from the top or bottom. But what I love about this brand, this is by Posh Peanut, is that they have different grades in their material. So depending on where you are in the calendar, whether it's summer or winter and you have really cold winters, you can get a denser fabric, and it's really nice because their bodies stay warm throughout the night. So normally Madilyn's nightly routine is she goes into a onesie like this, and then we throw her into her sleep sack and she's good for the night. This one doesn't have footies, so normally I like putting her in something that would. She crawls around in something like that during the day, and at nighttime I like sleeves and I like footies for her. So because I had already shared we don't have a washer dryer setup here at this Airbnb, I brought multiple onesies. We normally soil at least 2 of these per day. I really like for her to explore with what she's eating, so we do create messes, so it is what it is. So I brought extra for her, and she also travels in one of these. I don't like tight waistbands for her when we're in the car. It makes it easier to get her in and out of diapers, and then also much more comfortable for her to travel in. This is a swaddle. I can't stress enough how important this was for us in getting her to sleep in the earlier months. So we learned this trick from our photographer. We were really struggling. I mean, when we went in there for her newborn photos, we must have been a month into parenthood, so we had no idea how important this was. But anyway, Madilyn was able to sleep through the entire photo session because of the way she wrapped her. But definitely, if you have any issues with your traveling baby as far as sleeping, look into the different forms of swaddling. I'll have another video on how she taught us to swaddle. You'll want to watch that video because I'll teach you how to swaddle and how to get your baby to sleep, and we want that. Again, with the whole bedding, obviously Madilyn does not go to bed with blankets. That's not advised, but we do travel with at least a couple that she's familiar with. If she's in the playpen and wants to just relax, I like throwing these on top of her playpen so that it's nice and cozy, but we're always watching, so she's good. And last but not least, I think we'll talk about Madilyn's toiletry bag. So she travels with her suitcase and toiletries. Bring sunscreen regardless of where you're going. I think it's really important to make sure that they're covered from the elements, at least the sun rays. We always bring a thermometer. It's important, not just because you're on a trip, but sometimes babies are extra fussy and we don't realize that they're getting sick. So this will definitely help you decipher if it's just that they're uncomfortable because they're out of their element or they're actually getting sick. So, and it's very small and compact. You can travel with that. Madilyn has had a runny nose, and I'm really happy we have this with us, but just a great item to have regardless of you're traveling or not. So it's very easy to pull apart and clean out all the parts and just let them air dry and then put it back together. What I like about this nasal aspirator, Madilyn loves being distracted by the sound. So it plays a little something to keep her distracted while Kyle and I are getting in there to clean out her nose. She's not a fan entirely, but, and then it also has the light up feature. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, it lights up and she likes that as well. So, and it's got different settings depending on how big of a booger you need to get. And then just simply her shampoo. Rather than bring the big old jug of shampoo, I drop some in here and we have enough for the 2 weeks that will be gone, and baby Q-tips. I like these because I normally am a little aggressive with my hygiene and want to make sure I get everything out, so this tells me where to stop. And let's see, her travel toothbrush is this little guy. She has one at home that's battery operated and it's got a timer and whatnot, but definitely travel with basics, you know? Whatever you would pack for yourself, the child also needs. So that and Dr. Brown's toothpaste. Last but not least, Madilyn's nail filer. Her nails grow crazy fast. So I find like every other day I'm having to pull this guy out and really take down her nails. I will link this down below as well. That takes care of the items that we packed. We're here for 2 weeks, so I packed outfits for those 2 weeks that will be gone. Really, there isn't much to it. You just bring the essentials along and you enjoy your trip. Leave me a comment down below if there's anything that you think I'm absolutely missing and should have when I travel. We've kept it pretty simple for this trip, but I'm excited to hear from you guys if there's anything else that you think I can add to my travel gear. With that, I thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and do so. Up next week, I will be recording what we travel with when we fly. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. From Miss to Mrs. to Mama.